Assalamu alaikum. This is Tuli Komolika Das welcoming you all to news at 10 a.m. on BTV and BTV World. The National Economic Council NEC has approved 2,63,000 crore taka for 1,309 projects under Annual Development Programme for the fiscal year 2023 to 24. The approval came at a meeting of the NEC held with its chairperson Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina in the chair at the NEC conference room at Sher-e-Bangla Nagar in Dhaka yesterday. The highest allocation of 75,945 crore taka is given in the transport and communication sectors. The power and energy sector received the second highest allocation of around 44,393 crore taka, followed by education sector with 29,889 crore taka. The meeting also approved allocation of 11,674 crore taka for 89 projects under ADP of the autonomous bodies and corporations. Planning Minister M.A. Mannan briefed the reporters after the meeting. State Minister for Planning Dr. Shamsul Alam, Planning Commission members and secretaries concerned were present at the briefing. Revealing directives of the Prime Minister in the NEC meeting, the Planning Minister said that the Premier asked all concerned to uphold the self-respect and dignity of the country in all aspects. He said Sheikh Hasina also asked all concerned to remain cautious and maintain austerity in public expenditure, avoiding unnecessary spending and luxurious mindset. The Planning Minister said the Premier also asked to explore alternate export markets since the extent of production and exportable items have increased over the years. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has called upon the developed countries to support the countries which are lagging behind to ensure universal health care. She was addressing a high-level program titled Accelerating Universal Health Coverage Towards Smart Bangladesh at a hotel in the city yesterday. The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare organized the event supported by a number of national and international organizations such as UNICEF, WHO, CRI, Shuchana Foundation and Chatham House, London. The Prime Minister said rich countries should come forward to ensure universal health care. While disbursing the required funds, many countries are still lagging behind. They need assistance. The event had two parts. First part was comprised of questions to and answers from the chief guest, special guest and the experts, which was moderated by Saima Wazid, advisor to Director General of WHO on mental health and autism. WHO is also an esteemed commissioner of the Chatham House Commission on Universal Health. Calling for an international plan for universal healthcare, the Prime Minister said universal healthcare is very important.
স্বাস্থ্য সেবা শুধু চিকিৎসা বা ঔষধ খাওয়ানো না, সেই সাথে সাথে তার খাদ্য নিরাপত্তা, পুষ্টি নিরাপত্তা, পরিষ্কার পরিচ্ছন্ন থাকা এবং তাকে সার্বিক যে শিক্ষা দেওয়া, সেই ব্যবস্থাটা বাংলাদেশ দিয়েছে। এটা ভুললে চলবে না। ছোট্ট একটা ভূখণ্ড, বিশাল জনগোষ্ঠী, সামাল দেওয়া খুবই কষ্ট, কিন্তু তারপর আমরা করে যাচ্ছি এবং এক্ষেত্রে আমরা যথেষ্ট সাফল্য অর্জন করেছি। আমি মনে করি যে ইউনিভার্সাল হেলথ কেয়ারের যে বিষয়টা, আমাদের যে ধনী দেশগুলি আছে তাদের আরও এগিয়ে আসতে হবে এবং এই ক্ষেত্রে তাদের বড় ফান্ড দিতে হবে, কারণ স্বাস্থ্যটাই হচ্ছে সকল সুখের মূল। যেখানে যারা ভালো ফান্ড দিতে পারেন, সেখানে যদি একটা ভালো ফান্ড দেয়, তা আমাদের সারা বিশ্বে ছোট ছোট আইল্যান্ড স্টেটগুলি আছে, ছোট্ট দেশ দ্বীপাঞ্চলগুলি, তাদেরকে সহযোগিতা করা। সারা বিশ্বের ধনী দেশগুলি তাদের আরো বেশি করে এগিয়ে আসা প্রয়োজন এবং এই যে মানে বিশ্ব স্বাস্থ্যের ক্ষেত্রে তাদের আরো বেশি সহযোগিতা করা উচিত, বিশেষ করে আর্থিক সহযোগিতাটা, এবং এর জন্য একটা ভালো ফান্ড তৈরি করে সমস্ত মানে যেসব এলাকাগুলি একেবারে এখনো উন্নত না বা যে দেশগুলি এখনো স্বাস্থ্যের দিকে অতটা এগোতে পারেনি, স্বাস্থ্য পুষ্টি এদিকে তাদের সহযোগিতা করা উচিত বলে আমি মনে করি।
Former Prime Minister of New Zealand and co-chair of the Chatham House Commission, Helen Clark, also spoke at the program as the special guest. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has said Bangladesh remains committed to implement the UN Sustainable Development Goals, including SDG 3, despite the challenges posed by the COVID pandemic, Ukraine war and global crisis. The Prime Minister said this when former Prime Minister of New Zealand and co-chair of the Chatham House Commission called on her in Dhaka yesterday. After the meeting, Prime Minister's Press Secretary Ihsanul Karim briefed the newsmen. During the meeting, the Premier pointed out Bangladesh's successes in pharmaceuticals sector and said it is now exporting pharmaceuticals to 100 countries. Sheikh Hasina mentioned that the government has given emphasis on research and producing COVID and other vaccines in the country, while a vaccine manufacturing plant is being set up at Gopalganj with the technical support of the US. In reply, the former Prime Minister of New Zealand said Bangladesh can be an exporter of special medicines like COVID vaccines. Advisor to the DG of WHO on mental health and autism, Saima Wazid, Health and Family Welfare Minister Zahid Malik were present among others. Bangladesh and India have expressed satisfaction at the level of bilateral cooperation in various fields. This satisfaction was expressed when Indian External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar paid a courtesy call on Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina at Ganabhavan yesterday. While briefing Press Secretary to the Prime Minister, Ihsanul Karim said during the call they discussed the South Asian regional economy amid the emerging situation in the backdrop of the post-COVID pandemic and Ukraine war. Besides, they also discussed the 6th Indian Ocean Conference to be held today and tomorrow in Dhaka and the G20 summit to be held in India in September next, he said. At the meeting, Sheikh Hasina conveyed her regards to Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Ambassador at Large Muhammad Ziauddin, Principal Secretary Muhammad Tafazil Hossain Mia, Foreign Secretary Masood bin Momen, Indian High Commissioner to Dhaka Pranay Kumar Verma were present. Chief of Naval Staff Admiral M. Shaheen Iqbal paid a courtesy call on President Mohammad Shahabuddin at Bangabhavan yesterday. After the meeting, President's Press Secretary Muhammad Joinal Abidin briefed the reporters. During the meeting, the Navy Chief apprised the President of the overall activities of the Navy. He also highlighted the various steps taken to ensure the security of the country's maritime area. Highlighting the potentials of blue economy, President Mohammad Shahabuddin stressed on ensuring the security of the maritime area to utilize the potentials for socio-economic development of the country. The President asked to work relentlessly to protect the country's sovereignty as well as utilize the potential of the blue economy. The President expressed hope that the Navy would perform their duties with efficiency and sincerity for the country and the nation. President's Office Secretary Shamput Borua and Secretary Attached Muhammad Wahidul Islam Khan were present. The two-day-long Indian Ocean Conference begins in Dhaka today. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina will inaugurate the conference. The Prime Minister will also host a dinner in honor of the guests. It is expected that many recommendations on trade, commerce and investment among the Indian Ocean countries will come out from the conference. Besides, this conference will play an important role to resolve climate problems unitedly. A total of 150 guests, including minister and state minister level delegation, head of various organizations, intellectuals and teachers from 25 countries will attend the conference. Information and Broadcasting Minister Dr. Hassan Mahmood has said the global community is now praising the amazing progress and development of Bangladesh under the dynamic leadership of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. He said Bangladeshi expatriates are playing an outstanding role by sending remittance in the remarkable progress and development of the country. The expatriates also have an outstanding contribution to brighten the image of the country. The minister said this while exchanging views with expatriates at a hotel during the stopover in Dubai on his way to Sweden to attend the EEU Indo-Pacific Ministerial Forum yesterday. Earlier, Bangabandhu Parishad Abu Dhabi Unit and Rangunia Shomiti Dubai greeted and welcomed the minister at the Dubai Airport. Consul General of Bangladesh in Dubai, BM Jamal Hossain, was present. Awami League Joint General Secretary said a vested group wants to create obstacles on the way to the country's progress and development. Everyone should resist the group and their conspiracy, he added. The minister urged the Bangladeshi expatriates to vote for both, the electoral symbol of Awami League, for the continuation of the development. Among others, President of Abu Dhabi, Bangabandhu Parishad Iftikhar Hussain Babul, its General Secretary Nasiruddin Talukdar, Rangunia Shomiti President Maulana Fazlul Kabir Chaudhary, its General Secretary Saiful Islam Talukdar were present at the function. Moving on to the weather news. The severe cyclone storm Mocha over Southeast Bay and adjoining Central Bay moved slightly northwards over the same area. The cyclone was centered at 3 a.m. today about 1,125 kilometers south-southwest of Chattogram Port, 1,055 kilometers south-southwest of Cox's Bazar Port, 1,085 kilometers south-southwest of Mongla Port and 1,050 kilometers south-southwest of Paira Port. It is likely to move in a north-northeasterly direction and intensify further. Maximum sustained wind speed within 64 km of the severe cyclone center is about 90 km per hour, rising to 115 km per hour in squalls. Sea will remain high near the severe cyclone center. Maritime ports of Chattogram, Cox's Bazar, Mongla and Paira have been advised to keep hoisted distant warning signal number 2. I repeat, signal number 2. All fishing boats and trawlers over North Bay and Deep Sea have been advised to remain close to the coast and proceed with caution. They are also advised not to venture into the deep sea. That's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for staying with us. We invite you to watch our next news bulletin. Khuda Hafiz.